Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, associates of the Electoral College, members of region, executive director, and the deputy executive director. We are all welcome to today's class, and I would like to implore the party chairman, party leaders, ESCO members, please reach out to your party members. It's time for class. And you have another 300 seconds, which is 5 minutes, to call upon your party members to join today's class. See you all in five minutes. Thank you. Hello, hello, good evening once again, ladies and gentlemen. Uh, I was going to summon the party chairman that it's the ED's class and the participation should not be less than 100. And I think we are on the 100 mark. Yeah, my name is Samsidin Salako Adeshino Ayon, SSA, the only SSA without an appointment, a bona fide associate of the Electoral College, a proud alumni, and a proud follower of the amiable executive director of the Electoral College. My lord, sir, you're welcome.
SSA, you know that you are
You're
directly
welcome.
Minister of Information, sir. And you know that you keep psyching me above time. I
Amen,
beg,
sir.
I'm just say SSA, you have appointments. You are my Minister of Information.
As your lordship
Direct.
pleases, as your lordship
Or,
pleases, sir.
or do you want to be my wiki so that I'll just
I,
give you FCT?
too
I'll
much
just
power.
give you FCT to then we'll organize sole administrator for your state.
Idi, I don't have a Fubara yet. I can torment.
So when you have a Fubara, let's move.
Yeah, I'm ready for it.
Thank you very much, SSC. Thank you for everything you do. Before I start this class, I'll first like to say thank you to the entire team, and that will be for number one, of course, the moderators, every one of them, Adeshola, everyone, Mariam. I'd also like to thank the manager of cohort, Tolu. The exceptional work in this cohort, the 17th cohort that I've nicknamed the very dark cohort, EDC. They've I also like to thank the 100 people that are here. I'll say there's some issues with our dollar cards and something, so there's like a block on 100 on the people that can attend this meeting. Um, it's we should be able to sort it. I thought I could sort it out, but then yesterday and today it's still giving us issues. So, for those watching on YouTube, I'd like to critically state that we're monitoring your attendance there, and we'll monitor the time you're there. It takes averagely 60 minutes at least to meet attendance requirements for a class. So, I'd also like to thank all the party chairmen, everybody who ran for office, everybody who also showed resilience. Tomorrow can be like SSA, or you will just say you visited the college. And but I'd like to thank everyone for their resilience, their strength, their time. I'd like to thank everyone for everything you have put into this college. The college will always be proud of you. Myself as I have quite a problem. Everybody wonders why my eyes are red most of the time. When you have 17 cohorts and they don't see me like a father will help like brothers and sisters, and you manage quite a lot of political ambitions and etc. You'd understand that the person that the court thinks the most from is me. And so it's quite an interesting thing, especially over time. And I'd like to thank you all for being part of this. So on to today's class. Everything you've done has led you here. Yesterday there was something funny I noticed. So yesterday our class was on national ethics and integrity. And then we also noticed the Zoom glitch that we couldn't take in more than 100. And we told people to go to YouTube. And it was funny, you see people going to YouTube, but they forget that we receive emails based on the times you enter. So when you enter, I was seeing people at 9 p.m., 10 p.m. I'm not saying you can't watch you, but they were now going ahead to write their names. Do you expect us to count that as attendance, really? We taught you guys ethics and integrity yesterday. So where is the integrity? Please, people, where is the integrity? Help us, huh? That's how we'll leave you people with contract now. You say a contract to buy tractors to do or tractors for agriculture. You say sandstorm in Osun covered the entire tractor and there's no more tractor. Somebody did that. You can Google that. That happened in Plateau State. Case was carried to court and it was highly funny. Sandstorm in just covering a tractor. Well, that's Nigeria and that's our contractors. So everybody wants welcome to a candidate. a 360 perspective. Everything you've done led you here. I would allow in this question, in this class to be super interactive. I'll allow in this class for people to be able to, make suggestions, free talking, exchange, conversation. And secondly, you'll be allowed to ask me anything you've learned across the entire class. So it's not much of a class. It's just, pointers to what being a candidate is. And maybe somewhere along the line when I start to look like SSA, kind of like the cross field, maybe I can be a candidate too. No, I was a candidate, but I can be a candidate again. So SSA, you've switched off your video now. I will not just. So I'd like to welcome everybody to this class, a candidate a 360 perspective. So first, of course, the introduction. What exactly is a candidate? Now, I'm sure preceding this class, you've heard people on TV, people on radio. For the once you just want to buy form, they'll start using the word aspirant candidate wrongly. So what exactly is a candidate? So a candidate is someone aspiring for an elected position who has won his ticket in his political party or has an automatic mandate to run in an election. Now, this could be for the Bar Association, the architects, for the Nigerian architectural, whatever it is. But it has to be the person who has the flag or a mandate or has not, if you buy form, you're an aspirant. If you buy form, if you're a serial runner and you buy form every year, but you never win the primaries, it doesn't make you a candidate. Your name has to be on the ballot. It's going to be on the ballot. And I could present those things 90 days before. Oh no, sorry, 120. In my time it was 90 days, 120 days before what do you call it? For elections. So a candidate is on the ballot. And one key thing you need to understand, a candidate is a target. I'm sure when I say a candidate is a target, most people are going to start to wonder, well, candidate's target, how? How is he a target? Candidate is main man. Trust me, when you're running for office, interesting things happen. You have people like, and let me use personal experiences. You have some people saying you didn't go to university, and that's come out. Um, some people will say you jumped on a girl when you were in university. That didn't happen to me though. Um, you did, kind of things. You don't pay your tax. Oh, sorry, as a candidate, you have to declare your tax returns. Okay, you guys don't know that if you haven't run for office. So you have to clear off your taxes. These are issues that could come up with you. So a candidate is a target, any small rumor. You go and you go and take a pee by the road, they'll accuse you of indiscipline. You anything you do. You go maybe you're in a village and by mistake the village poor product is let's say maize and people are frying and then you eat maize with them. They say I don't mind him. He was in an expensive restaurant last week. Maybe a meeting with people that wanted to fund this campaign. So it was in an expensive restaurant last week. So now this photo ops with me is to show that he's like a common man, or he's drinking Milo, or is this, is that. Candy is a target. So many things are spoken about you, so many things. I'm sure you people, while you had your candidate, just that we didn't allow that kind of campaign. I'm sure you guys would have been trumping each other if we allowed that kind of campaign. And we didn't allow that kind of campaign because the electoral office. But if we were to, most candidates, like look at the 2023 election, somebody, Bala Blues, I remember that was a hit. Agbado, that was another hit. There was one other candidate, everything. He will not tell you what it is. He will say, go and verify. That one will tell you, go and verify. Another one, I've run, I cannot lose the election. Serial runner. Uncle Atiku Abubakar. And this way, so a candidate generally is the target of most conversations, so it's complex to be a candidate. Well, as we go on, I think I would mention, how a candidate should actually move around. So steps to becoming a candidate, you need to identify the position best suited for you based on your qualities. You don't just run for office. Do you understand the Constitution? You understand the Constitution, then basically you should be running for a legislative position. If you know how to manage people, you can talk like Obama, you get yarns like Mickey, that kind of thing. You can run for an executive position. You need to take something that's well suited to your own natural abilities. Everybody's gifted with something. Some people are gifted with power of speech. Some are gifted with intelligence, raw intelligence. Some are able to see through things, depending on your gift. So you need to understand. You don't just say, okay, Shamsuddin declared to run for local government chairman in this place. Who is Shamsu? Shamsu was my junior in school. You know what's going to happen? Me, I'm going to run for governor. Doesn't make sense. I understand. Next is politics is war. So have a strategy to win. Now, I think what's most confusing in Nigeria is that most people just buy form, pay delegates the usual way. There are people that have bought and paid delegates 3 times. Delegates now know it is their turn, I mean local, and that kind of thing. But you have to have a strategy. So one, and that strategy is two-pronged. So there's the first phase, which is winning the primaries. You have to have a strategy for that. And you have to have a strategy for winning the election. So those are two different strategies. For those who are running in some parties that don't have multiple candidates, then maybe you can try to start planning your campaign even from the time because you know you're the only candidate or the only person that bought one. Now, you also have to understand being a candidate, what is key is ticket acquisition. If you don't have, so there was a candidate who ran in 2019. I was running in 2023. And when he was campaigning in 2023, preceding the primaries, he was already campaigning like he had won the party ticket. He received a shocker. Someone who joined the party 1 month later, 1 month later, 1 month, sorry, before primaries, got into the presidential race with him. That's within intra-party, that's within their party, and beat him at it. Because he spent so much time campaigning outside like he had won the ticket, but it was nowhere near anything. Now you need to question your strategy always. This is key. You need to continuously question your strategy. Are they talking about me? See, I'll tell you the truth. Everybody will say no publicity, bad publicity, that. And that's the truth. You need to be spoken about constantly. If you watched the American elections, Trump always did something that triggered everybody every goddamn day. And he kept himself number one on American news stations constantly. Whether it was stupid or brilliant, he just made sure it was number one thing to talk about. He shot at him there. Be waiting. Anyway, push that aside. So you must question your strategy always. You must always look into yourself and ask yourself the real question. Okay, why exactly am I doing this? What am I doing hoping to do this? What do I hope to gain while doing this? Then you need to understand party internal democracy. Who is with you? Who's going to go to the road? Who do you need on your team? Who do you need to drag along with you? Who do you need to take to? Who do you keep back in the office thinking about things, answering social media? Who do you think that is suited? So you need to understand your party internal dynamic, what delegates are with you, which ones will not be with you. When you're in office, which ones will approach you for positions, what you will give them, how you're going to maintain and balance all those things. It's a critical to you running for office. And be ready to take a loss. I always tell people, have a plan. Now, I wouldn't say I was smart. I don't think I'm smart, but I remember towards the end of my campaign time, I was noticing I was having to educate people. And I was spending a lot of time while I was on TV and or radio, educating people on what exactly, you know, a senator does at the time in 2019. And I just thought of it. That means someone like me might not be able to win. So even though I had a good race, I had to start thinking, okay, someone like me to win, what would we need? We need a school that actually teaches people how to understand these conversations. The rest is history, 17th cohort. So always be ready to take a loss. Have a plan. The funny thing, I don't think I've run for office. I've not run for office. Sorry, I said I don't think. I apologize for that. I've not run for office in probably right now about 6 years. Hmm? No, 6 years, like 2019 to now. But here's the conversation. Still more televised than people that ran in 2023. More televised than a lot of people. My opinions, assaults, and whatever, I still remain relevant to the game. Which means that if I decide to step into the game now, I have more TV time, I have more radio time than even sitting senators, by far, by a lot of sitting senators. And so it means that I've planned the trajectory, which makes me also viable. I'm not saying I'm running for office role. I'm just trying to explain a point, which makes me viable for probably the next race, or makes me viable for whatever I choose to do later. And this is, I'm still far more relevant. I'm still doing stuff within the National Assembly, still doing stuff with the presidency, still doing quite a lot of work within, the electorate, which keeps me very, very, very relevant. And I think you should be able to plan that. So you don't have to do what I did. Or you can set up a rival school. I'll just tell you, go hard as people that have tried it. So you need to just pick up something that is you, that you have a passion for, something that's naturally you, something you understand, something you can relate with. And you need to understand that politics is a variables game. Sometimes people ignore the variables. Like I remember somebody asked me a question in sport. I was talking about Benway and how an Idoma person would be running, and I told him the percentage of people that were non-indigenous and also voted in Benway State. Something he hadn't even looked at. And that's, you see, you need to understand this little variable. So how many enemies does the person you're running against have? The enemy of my enemy is my friend. How do I use those people to win or get into the trajectory I'm planning? You need to understand things that people were upset. How will you amplify it out? Give Sahara Reporter something that, while he was in office, he did. And, all those kind of things. You need to understand all those multiple variables, and they'll all be happening at the same time. You need to understand how you're going to navigate those things. So those are the basic steps for you to become a candidate. Now, there are parameters for being a candidate. Now, you need to provide a robust system understanding of governance systems. Now, not 10%, sorry, not 3% of people running for office do this, but I would expect if you're in the electoral college, you must provide a robust, or you've been to the electoral college, you must provide a robust understanding of governance systems, meaning you understand. So I'll tell you of the time I went to a place in Abuja, Idu. Sorry, Hulumi. Hulumi is close to Idu. It's by train station. Does anybody know Hulumi here? Does anybody know Hulumi in Abuja? Not far from the train station, kind of like the back of Lugbe, so back of Lugbe that almost adjacent to the train station. And Ulumi is a settlement. They've not had lights for 5 years. And I remember I met with the village head. He's late now. His son is now king. And we met with the village head. And when I sat down with him, his first statement was, "We've not had light for 5 years. If you can promise us light, Kunlela, I'll be behind you." Everybody promises us light, doesn't do it. You make a commitment that you promise us light, and I'll vote for you. And what I told him was, "Sir, I cannot give you light. I can ensure that I'll provide laws in which, you know, we can generate renewable energy or provide renewable energy to, smaller settlements, but I cannot give you light." He walked me out of his palace. I remember my team was very angry. We got back to the campaign office and they were screaming at me, "Must you always tell the truth? This is that, that, that." And I just smiled. Let's go 3, 4 months down the campaign, the campaign, and I received a call from a guy. I put out my phone number while I was running, so my phone number was open. And if you want to know the number, it's not the present number I use, it's the number that the Electoral College has now. It was my campaign number at the time. I was open. I put it out. It was open. If you wanted to talk to me, I took every conversation because trying to train myself so that I could always engage with constituents if I got the office or when I got the office. And this young man makes a call and then he's like, this is actually he schooled abroad, etc., etc., etc. And I was wondering why I was telling me that. He told me everything coming to a certain, and then he now told me he's the son of that king. I was like, wow, your father walked me out of out of his kingdom, and he said, "I know, which is why I'm calling you." And I said, "Okay, so things are better now." I said, "No, we had a conversation," and he was, his father told him that all these young boys that are running for office, one came, I told him to get us light, he said he can't get us light. And he told his father that that's the guy that actually told you the truth. And the king requested to see me again. Became very good friends. He even wanted to give me he offered me wives from his village. I slept in that village twice or thrice. It's an interesting thing. They have quite these ceremonies and whatever. What I was trying to project just now is that you must understand governance systems, what you can do and what you can't do. Don't make promises you can't. The office has no jurisdiction to keep in. And those are things that are key to whatever we're doing. Now, governance also has no gender. You see, I'll tell you one problem when women are running for office. You come out, and the first thing that comes out of your mouth is, I'm a woman. We can see that. I'm young. We can see that. So if you're running for office, one of the things you least have to do is announce what people can see. Speak so fluently that they'll say, and he's young, and she's a woman. It's visible. They know those things, so they can see yeah, those things are visible, and they can see. And those are things that don't have to announce. So governance has good governance, and governance has no gender, and running for office has no gender. That's what a guy can do, a woman can do. That's what a 64-year-old can do, a 32-year-old, or I would have wanted to say a 19-year-old, but some things go hard, like presidency. So we'll just leave it like that. Now you need to be able to unveil the iron curtain behind the campaign to appeal to the electorate. Now your front plan might be so every politician, and note this, every politician has a manifesto and an agenda. I know that you guys in your mind, anything agenda means bad. Agenda does not necessarily mean bad. A manifesto is what you tell the people. Your agenda is what you keep to yourself. Now I'm going to tell you one of my manifestos. And my manifesto then was I told people I'll give you two things I told them. First one was that we're going to standardize rent in Abuja. And the plan was, if this was a Sokoro, you had a two-bedroom, whether it had a swimming pool, it had a 900 ACs, that's your business. The rent should be between X and Y, sorry. Then I also told them that I was going to restructure the civil service. That was my manifesto. That's what I could tell them. But my agenda deep in my heart, and people that were in construction, I'm sorry, in real estate didn't like me. I'll tell you that. Even a lot of them, my friends, and they said I was kind of going somewhere that was wrong because they wanted to, do what they wanted to do. But anyway, moving on. I thought I was going to restructure the civil service. And I was sitting down on my team one day, and it was like a day to election. And you always said you were going to restructure the civil service. You never broke it down. I said, yes, Nigeria has about 1,500 ministries, departments, and agencies. I think we need to cut them down to about, quite a reasonable number, maybe 250. I was going to work around that bill to bring all of them down. Now, I wasn't going to cut them off, but, you know, put them in together. They're kind of multifunction parastatals. I know civil servants don't like this thing, so you can just call me the Serki Mota of politics. I'm using technology to reduce what they call it, to reduce uh, number or bring efficiency to the civil service. And I always thought that was an impressive thing. So everybody has manifesto and agenda. Now you don't unveil that part, your agenda publicly, because the people might not vote for you, even though that's the best thing to do. It's not something you're supposed to be projecting initially. Now you need to also get a backyard of finance. Is it you're going to raise money? Are you going to be crowdfunded? Are you going to use your own money? Are you going to sell your father's house? Are you going to sell your mother's gold? Are you going to? You need to understand which one you're going to do and how you're going to. So you need a backyard of finance for all these things. Now you need to reignite an interest in political participation. The easiest people to get are those voters abroad. They call them non-convinced. Here we call them the 60 million, whose INEC chairman is Rufai Oseni of Arise TV, who, of course, is telling them all the things he wants to tell them, and they believe. That 60 million that are not present in elections. You need to reignite part of them. If you're running for president, whether you like it or not, there are plenty in whatever constituency you're running. So you need to be able to reignite an interest, appeal to them. Have you campaigned in a club? I campaigned in clubs when I was running for office. That kind of thing. Maybe a few percentage of things, etc. If it was, just if it was ladies' night, maybe a few drinks for a girl, and then then you see the Signal KL 2019 in the club we did things like that, and it was impressive. Trust me. You don't want to see the number of people the moment they voted. Manicured nails sending me pictures that they voted to them out. Everybody was, it's kind of like it was cool. So you need to be able to do these things, so reignite an interest in that political pursuit. And next, you need to insulate your family. That I must tell you, basically. Your family must be protected from anything that happens. We're not saying, every family has to. I can tell you this didn't happen to me, but it happened to a close friend. His wife's ex-boyfriend released not new pictures, but quite explicit. She was wearing lingerie of his wife, and he was running for governor. Goes that far. And he was probably paid by somebody, he paid by the opposition. Sorry, one of the people he was running against. It goes that deep. So you need to be able to insulate your family. I always had stress tests. So we sit down and say, okay, how am I vulnerable? What did your wife or girlfriend type here? What did your husband or this thing type here on a particular topic? What are their positions on this? What are the social media? What have they said on social media that people will agree? You have to be able to predict it and then plan a strategy towards responding to it. Do you understand? Your wife's ex-boyfriend, what do they do? Are they stupid? Do they have nothing to lose? Are they looking for money? Do you understand? You need to be able to do all these things. Your husband's side chick, is this the time she's going to embarrass you? Is this, you need to see all those things. I know you guys are shocked about what I'm saying, a little shocked, but that's the truth about it. Then you have to plan for the eventuality of the loss. And now I explained that a little earlier, so I won't sit on this. You need to plan if you lose, what happens? What's the future? Most people then I'll tell you what's critical. Give them a race to remember. Till today, I believe I was the only one proposing bills. I still remain the only person who was from legislatively proposed while proposing bills. So I proposed 49, which is the highest in Africa till date. And just give them a race to remember. Give them something to remember. Yeah, if all you have is you talk like Wiki, just give them something to remember. Trust me, you'll be able to use it to navigate politically later. So give them a race to remember. If there's anything I've said here that you do not remember, please remember, give them a race to remember. Now, a candidate, of course, has a methodology. How are you a candidate? So first you need to create a bank. I remember I always used to, I'm using myself because simplest the same. Every kaftan I wear has KL on it. Anybody that knows me knows that. Still now, all my kaftans have KL. So I create quite a brand. The K faces the opposite way, and then the L faces the right way. And it's become brand. Everybody calls me fondly KL, something that I'm called everywhere. And some people don't even know. Okay, they know my name is now, but they seem to forget it at times. KL. And what's my brand known for? I'm always on the side of Nigeria. Anybody will tell you I sign everything love for country. I love this country very much. And sometimes I disagree with it. Well, but who doesn't disagree with something they love? It's only natural. And create a brand. Be known for something, one thing. It's part of give them a race to remember, but create a brand. You understand? Don't be known to always abuse people or back like an assassin when you're on TV. One of the key things I think while running for office taught me was I used to be always called the smooth voiced candidate because I never, even in the face of opposition talking back to me, I never raised my voice. I just listened more and then I intellectually answer the questions. And, it always became an advantage for me. And that's why I still slowly try not to raise my voice, except I'm talking about things like portable that people are concentrating on. And Yule Doche's wife or Davido's wife that people have decided to concentrate on instead of the things that bother about your post and now have a problem with that. And you need to know your target electorate. So who are you targeting? Who most likely vote for you? Why? So who are the people that are going to vote for you? Mid-aged, young, old? Why? How? How do I get more of them? How do I break into the other parts that's not my target? You need to study history, but navigate the present. So they'll tell you, no, nobody under 40 has ever run for this office. Okay, fine, that's history. Why don't I make it? But you have to be able to navigate the present. So you study the history, knowing these people don't normally vote for PDP or these people don't normally vote for Labour Party, these people don't know. Then you try to tilt it. into something that's advantageous to your own this thing. And you need to be able to differentiate yourself from others. I think this is explanatory enough. You need to set yourself apart. And you need to utilize your party structure. It is key that you should utilize. You're not in the race alone. Your party, you need to utilize that structure. I've mentioned this. You need to prepare for attacks on your candidature. And that is critical. You need to also use all media to your advantage. Social media, traditional media, which are newspapers, TV and radio. You need to be able to use them to your advantage. Key, every leader is decisive. Goddamn decisive. You know when the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu took over office after a swearing, the first thing he did was remove fuel subsidy. It's a message. Everybody will understand. Though started on the right this thing, well now is backsliding like Michael Jackson. But anyway, that's not the point. Be decisive as a leader. Even within your campaign, you need to be fully decisive. I remember there were two attempts on my life, and then everybody was wondering what I was going to do next. When I went to the campaign office, called the campaign team for a strategic meeting, and I told the guards in the campaign house to come to the office. And when they came to the office, I told them to throw the entire campaign team out. I fired my entire campaign team. Yeah, two attempts on my life. Somebody is leaking information. I don't know who. So I did the last 3 weeks of campaigns without a team. Nobody knew where I was going to be. Nobody knew what I was going to do. I just kept surprise acts. So it was me alone. And I had some few people I'll just say follow me. They don't know where we're going and they'll just follow me. They were within the party and they'll just follow me. So that's how yeah, be decisive now. It's kind of leading to prepare for campaign moves, which is next season. So every campaign has a mole. As they're gisting you somebody else's campaign, somebody else is gisting the other person. It's a circle. It's a circle of election, a circle of candidacy. Then in conclusion, and this is a statement, half of the Nigerian people never pay attention to the news. Half never participated in an election. Let's hope they are the same half. Thank you very much, and it's been a pleasure taking the college. This is the 29th class. Congrats. Cohort 17. We've had the longest cohort ever by the Electoral College. Thank you, everyone, and I'm available for questions.
Thank you, my amiable executive director. Your classes are always elastic. And for the 360 perspective on the candidates, you've done justice as always. And I remember word for word our own last candidate class during my cohort vividly, how insightful it was. And I have everything stored somewhere here until we are ready to replicate line for line and ounce for ounce. Thank you so much, ED. And now it's time for questions. Please signify by raise of hands so we can hear your questions on ED 128.
Yeah, we have a question. One
Ibrahim,
person.
Ibrahim Adeleke. Kindly unmute Ibrahim Adeleke.
Okay, thank you so much. Thank you so very much for how far you have, guided us till now. So my question is simple and straightforward. During your presentation, you made mention as part of the criteria to, running for office. You made us understand that politics is a war, and we need strategy to win it. So it's just a straightforward question that is it? I know you may be talking, or let me just ask this way: politics is a war. Should we take it also literally that politics is a war, considering some of our experiences as touching politics within the Nigerian context of this one? So I don't know if you get that question.
I'll first say something, Mr. Ibrahim. Did I stutter when I said politics is war? I didn't stutter. I was firm. Politics is war. Like a playing chess. Chess is war. I advise anybody, even sorry, let me add this. I advise anybody that's going to run for office to first go and learn to play chess exceptionally. I'm a very good chess player, but you should play chess. It is war. It's not. I'm not joking. Anywhere, don't say Nigerian context. Even in the US, it is war. Politics is war. Don't deceive yourself. It is war. Mr. Ibrahim, does that answer your question?
Sophia, please can you unmute?
Okay.
Hello, good evening, Edie. I think today is the first time I tried to speak in this cohort. Given the fact it's the last class I've been following, I really appreciate. To be honest, I don't have a question, but just a message of appreciation. And as you said that politics is a war, why don't you just think of all of us joining the military for us to be in politics? Because I'm a person that despises politics. At that point, I was wondering why am I even in ECN? But fortunately, I learned a lot and I fall in love with politics because you just can't be a leader without playing this politics of a thing. And just realized that I've been playing it, not knowing that I was a politician. So thank you so much. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you so much. And if I'm to state, it's not war. You're translating war as bombs, guns. No, no. War does not necessarily have to be guns, bombs, and etc. When I mean is war, you're all fighting for one particular position, and that position is critical, and everybody wants to win. And there will be loopholes, there will be potholes, people put value. Let me give you an example. I'll tell you, we're young now. A few of us were running in 2019. So let me give you 4 angles. This class is recorded. Let me try and screen the gist in my head first. And so we used to like going somewhere. We used to like going somewhere to have drinks, young candidates, then will gist and whatever. And the lounge we used to go to is kind of really funky or whatever, etc. Let me tell you, when we declared to run for office, we had an understanding with the guy that owned the lounge. Once he saw any one of us before our cars, once he heard we are, because we sent messages we are coming, and he saw our cars, he shut down the cameras in the lounge. Because I'm not saying me, but you never know. Somebody can come and just twerk for you, and somebody will take the picture. The next thing is out, and all of us are in trouble. And that, you would see more than 7 or 8 candidates running in different states, but they're domiciled in Abuja. So politics is war, God damn you. You can't even wear your jersey and say you want to go and eat yourself on the side of the road. You'll just see KL 28. Kunilawa, senatorial candidate pees on in Wusezo for they'll just take picture. And then you have KL at the back. How do I come back from that? You understand? There's so many things, so many things. So when I say it's war, you're thinking of war literally, grenade. Yeah, it's war, not literally, but not the kind of war where you're throwing bombs or you join the military. It is war. And thank you very much, Shafia, and we're glad to be able to change your perspective on it. Everybody. See, the honest truth is that we all are politicians. We just don't know it yet. Hasn't dawned on us yet. So, my chairman SSC, can we have the next question, sir?
Yeah, Fritz, trying to. Okay, yeah, you can mute. Fritz, you
Yeah.
get-
Okay, yeah. Hello, good afternoon, everyone. So I've been listening to all of the things you said, and I wanted to understand something. So, for example, you mentioned that in politics one should be conversant with skills like chess so that they can help you in terms of strategy and all of that, and then also using your talent and all. So I just want to know for someone, and then you also touched on something about manifesto and agenda, where a manifesto is something you tell to the people, and agenda is something you keep to yourself. And then I noted when you said, in your case, for example, a manifesto was you saying you want to reduce rent and restructure civil service, but to you, you knew that one of the ways you wanted to go about that when your campaign team asked you was when you mentioned that one of the ways you want to go about restructuring civil services to cut it down or like make some since they were like a whole lot. So I want to believe that that is like the agenda which you say you keep to yourself. I was trying to understand that. And then, so one thing I want to fully understand is, so for example, because hearing you speak, I know like you have like a whole lot of experience in politics, and I don't know the nature, the sector you're coming from to join politics. So in my case, for example, I'm a PhD holder, and I currently work a secular job. I had a unit in a bank, right? And then at some point, I intend to pivot or step down from my role to run for politics in the coming election. And so being in politics, being in the corporate world, right? And me getting to the position that I am in currently as a head of units at the age of just 30, you know that requires a lot of strategy and being able to play chess. And I work in an organization I work in like the largest bank in Nigeria, and we're in like 22 like 2 years. From being there to corporate. So I kind of understand what you mean when you say politics war or having the skills of a chess player and having strategy. But how can I stand out, or how can I be able to, actually achieve that in literal terms?
Faith,
Okay, did you hear me?
are you there?
Okay.
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I'm with you.
I didn't hear you totally, but I got now. Faith, I think you've asked quite a very relevant question, and I'm going to approach it through different parameters. I hope it comes clear to you. So first and foremost, I never ran for. I see. I'm just learning SUG chants because we are doing the SUG politics. I didn't even care about my SUG in school, so don't think I have a political background. I don't. I finished serving. I ran my own company for say about 8 or 9 years, and I was doing IT and branding, and then I consulted a bit with the CDC Washington, and I also did some other mega consulting with Ministry of Energy and etc. So I don't have a political background, but Faith, you have something that's key. You're even stronger than me because you have played corporate strategy or you've been in a corporate war room. So I think it's just to borrow what you've learned and apply it to politics. It's not that different. See, it's never really different. It's just maybe understanding it that is different. You need to what maybe okay now you are going for a position in the bank that takes probably maybe while they're vetting or whatever is just about a month. Now this one is like a four-year period, so you have to keep at it. Just a little longer. It's more of a marathon. Corporate strategy is more like a sprint sometimes. So you need to understand how to borrow from that part and then, use whatever you want to use when you want to use it. So I don't have a political background. I never did. Most people think I do. My political background is the time I've been in politics, which was about from 2014, which I, of course, participated. I joined Kowa Party, became his director of strategy because I was always talking strategy. So I became his director of strategy during Remy Shonaya's campaign. And then is it 2014 or 2011 I'm talking about? One of the years. And then I rose up to become his national publicity secretary. I ran for Senate. And, I've interfaced quite a lot. Before that, I worked as a PH, a federal minister. So I kind of have picked, a lot of things that happen in governance. And politics generally, and I'm able to maneuver and move around it. And that's what I've been able to do over time. So Faith, I think you're in very safe hands. And there's something with you guys. Let me say this on behalf of Faith. I don't ever leave you guys. The truth is that you join a community, your group remains, you join a community post tomorrow. And then you're part of the electoral college team. You always can reach out to me. Everybody running for councillor, running for a local government chairman, running for House of Rep, running for State House Assembly. They reach out to me. My number is there, and I always answer everyone. And I try to help how I can. I try to bring in the resource I have, access I have within parties, access I have within different levels, which are state and federal and local. And I try to do all that. And that's why, if you notice in the beginning, one of our people had a primaries today, another set up primaries tomorrow. My whole head is hot. So even preceding this class, I've been doing up and down, trying to help them with what's going on. So I'm always there. So let's put it this way. I don't ever leave you guys. I'm always there. I'm always accessible, and I always will answer your questions. So Faith, it's great to see that you're tilting towards, and I'd love to help us. I'd love to help anybody else. Whether that's an ECN, you don't even need to have a certificate as long as you're on that ECN community. Kunle is your slave. So this is no more when I'm ED again. You now become my ED and you order me around. Thank you.
Thank you, leader. That leads from the front. Yeah, Apochi
Good
Patrick.
evening, ED.
You have the floor.
All right, thank you so much. Good evening, ED. All right.
Good evening, sir.
Speaking on, I don't know. Is there something in political offices that changes people? Because, okay, speaking from experience now, there's this my friend, like we work together, we do a whole lot of things together. Okay, this is just school politics anyways, but I think I've seen it even in the secular politics itself. So he ran for an election which he won. This is one that I know very well. And then I knew that okay, he's going to deliver on that mandate. But immediately he got to that office, like he just changed everything. I don't just understand. So I want to know, is there something in political offices that changes people?
Patrick, please don't mute. Stay with me. Patrick, hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Okay, so Patrick, can you hear me clearly?
I can hear you loud and clear, sir. Hello, sir.
Hello.
Hello.
Okay, I think there's a glitch. You can hold on. Few seconds.
Okay, sir.
Okay, I'm back. Is Patrick still here?
Yes, yeah.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
So Patrick, I'm going to ask you a question. Patrick, if I gave you a Range Rover right now, would you be the same person?
No, sir.
Then why are you complaining about people in public offices? Same thing. And I'll
Okay,
tell you something.
sir,
If you never dreamt of being in that office and you attain that office, you'll not be able to manage it.
Okay.
So it's human nature. It's not your friend that is bad. There's nothing. Have you noticed that women will enjoy what I'm about to say? Women will enjoy what I'm about to say. Have you noticed that? Why am I echoing? Patrick, please mute your mic. I'm echoing. So women will enjoy what I'm about to say, and here's what it is. The moment a guy gets married, his normal boyfriend, though, the day he becomes married, he will sit down in the house and cross his leg. My food. Or they should kneel down with tray and give him food. Not that kind of thing. That's the same way entering political power is. You now have, you can command, you can direct, you can do things. I've subbed men now, women are laughing. When I saw women now, no, the girls should not say anything. No. I saw men now. Even me, self, I'm collecting stray bullet. So we 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 when you get into power, it's the same thing. We have this, it's human nature. You get, hey, men always change after marriage. Please, can we not escalate this? So it's power, and everybody reacts differently to it. There are those who, I even like, I'll give you an example. One of my friends became House of Rep. His target is to have a permanent seat in the United Nations. He's not even moved with House of Rep because it's not the end of the road for him. And that's the truth. Please, no gender wars here. If people do gender wars, what I'll do to anybody that starts any gender war, you won't like it. Remember, I'm still decisive and I'm still ED as of today. Please calm down. So his plan is to have a permanent seat in the UN. Do you know what it takes to have a permanent seat in the UN as an individual? So he's not moved with the practice in the House of Rep. It doesn't shake him, it doesn't change him, it doesn't misdirect him. He knows where he's headed, he knows what he's doing. But you see those people that had one shoe that now have S-class, S600 carrying them around. That's what I didn't have good luck, Jonathan. No, I just used the one shoe and whatever I say it was. So that's how it is. It's some people know, and sometimes managing power is kind of hard. Even if it's student politics, you're now more girls say hi to you. Guys, should I tell you guys something funny? I'll make you guys laugh a bit. When I was running, I never knew that anybody could tell me that my voice was nice till I started running for office. When I started running for office, when I just, oh, you just see them typing on radio shows, they'll just type. His voice is so everything. I don't want to use the words they use. His voice is so everything. His voice is so this. His voice is so that. Some people drive because they know he's running for Senate. No? Do you understand? And then he's not just running for Senate. He's pictured among the top four. When I entered top four, people just come, I must vote for you. We need to talk about your elections. All of a sudden, everybody is hitting on you. Your head must swell now. It will swell a little bit. Do you understand? And then it starts swelling. Imagine this little, okay, I was always popular as a kid, but I'm talking of the kind of popularity I'm talking of. If you walk into a shop, everybody turns around. When I enter H Medics in Abuja, everybody turn around. He's distinguished. And everybody's kind of scrambling. It was kind of interesting. Some people lose their heads. I remember one of the things I did to always remind myself. So my office was in Wuse too. There's this shortcut through the back of Wuse to Bikers Club. I used to go to Bikers Club a lot, 09 in Zone 4. I would just walk through the back. People will see me walking on the road as senator. They were like, "What? You're running for senator and you're walking on the road." Sometimes I walk past the post and everybody looking at me. What? How'd that happen? And I always tried, and I swore then I would never wear papariga. So I stopped wearing papariga, just simple kaftans, t-shirt, or a campaign jacket. I used to have those campaign jackets and etc. So I always did things like that, just to keep my head on the ground. I never tried to. I remember my school group. Someone called me a goat, and I called the person a cow or something. And because I called the person a cow, next statement was, "Is it because you are running for Senate?" So all those travels of office, you feel people hate you, then another set of people over like you. They even started telling me I'm handsome. Me that is ugly like this. They're telling me I'm handsome. Do you know how many people? Incoming senator, you'll be the finest senator that Nigeria has ever had. I don't know. I get mirror for also. Do you understand? And all that so all that attention and whatever, it kind of blots your brain and you get euphoria of everything. And I'll tell you, somebody said something about books here. There are many books you can read, but I'll tell you, practicality is better than books. So there's there's The Prince, it's 48 Laws of Power, like you said. But I'd rather people, and this is what I learned more from. I'd rather somebody said watch Game of Thrones. Not only Game of Thrones. Yes, you should watch Game of Thrones, but can I tell you something that is better? Watch House of Cards. You want to understand the real intricacies of power, how things are altered, how they change. Game of Thrones is a little graphic. You might not be able to. So Game of Thrones, there are lines there that matter, but you might not be able to translate it. Do you understand? Because you have to, you know, juxtapose it with things. But House of Cards, my ringtone is House of Cards. I'm even still rewatching House of Cards. House of Cards shows you what it is. So if it's anything at all, and it's easier, you can learn so much. So then it's interesting. So watch House of Cards. House of Cards is by far number one. Don't go and watch Scandal. That one doesn't make sense. You understand? Watch House of Cards. I tell you, at least watch the first 5 seasons. If you watch House of Cards, trust me, don't become as diabolic, but you'd understand how much sacrifice goes into politics. So Shamsi, that's our next question. Thank you.
Yeah, HK, kindly unmute. HK, are you there?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Okay. All right. Are you hearing me well?
Yeah, clearly, please.
Yes, you can hear
Okay.
you.
Okay. All right. My question is when Edie was talking, he talked about 60 million voters that never get into voting, they never participate. And from what we have been telling us all the time, at least we need those people to get into this so that it will really turn things around. So how can we get them to participate fully in politics instead of partially like they used to?
Educate, that's the same thing the electoral college is trying to do. So if you have a faster way, trust me, I will take it.
Okay.
I'm being honest. You can only get there through political education. So we're trying to ensure that we educate everybody so that they understand what exactly they need to do. But even the electoral college is looking for that answer. So if you have the answer, please borrow me. I no go mind that one.
Edie, with your permission, are we allowed to announce the latest stride on the college's table
The
that you
latest
shared
what?
with us? The latest stride that the college got yesterday that you shared with us concerning what Mr. Ejike is trying to point at, the
Yes, you
award
can
that
go ahead.
was
I'll
given
allow
to the
you.
electoral college
I'll
yesterday.
allow you.
Yeah,
It was given.
yeah, to all the students and members of the electoral college. The ED got an email yesterday during the week confirming us as an awardee for one of as the best literacy college or school in West Africa, I guess, ED,
Yes, sir.
in West Africa. So in line with what Mr. Ejike is trying to point at, this is what the Electoral College has been trying to do to educate every person is possible about literacy, governance, politics, and the intricacy of what have you in the political system. So, Mr. Ejike, so this is part of what the college has been trying to do, and we thank God and the ED, we are getting the right recognition, which is what we are using to make sure we do more in the college.
Oh, SSA, SSA, Shamsu, you want to make us shy, please.
Oh, Ọlọ́run ló ṣe bẹ́ẹ̀. Na God dey run am, ED.
Thank God the other one is only Lisa. It's not only that one. We got quite a lot this week. I can't even announce that one publicly, but you know, Lisa knows that one. We got that one is quite, shocking. But anyway, thank you. Let's continue with the past. Congratulations, everybody. It's a win for every one of us. We couldn't have done it without you. It's not a win for me. It's a win for the team. It's everywhere. That means everyone. So Could we have next question? I'm happy, I've heard two women talk today, and it was quite. So you had women like this in this class, and you guys just decided to be quiet.
Yeah, Mr. Stephen.
All right. Good evening, comrades. Good evening, ED. Thank you very much for today's class. It's from the beginning, it was looking very hard, as if one was not going to complete it. But now I'm missing the class, and I'm missing the lectures, and the lectures and the class. Meanwhile, this is the third time I'm saying this, and ED, please, you need to give an ear to me. Is there any way we can make this ECN to become where politicians must pass through before they run for elections in this country? It's very important. I've said here the other day that before you become a chartered accountant, you must pass through either ANAN or ICANN. Journalists do theirs, and the lawyers do theirs. So how come politicians that are shouldering the destinies of nations will just jump from somewhere and just enter an office? I think there should be some kind of training. Thank you, sir.
Well, Stephen, thank you very much. The goal is to get there one day. We are not there yet. We are not anywhere near there, but we get there. And if I don't get there, maybe my own lifetime, one of you carry the baton and sure we get there. So we would get there.
Amen. Amen. That's the powerful one.
Amen.
Amen. Thank you for your resilience, ED. And
Thank you
Mr. Aaron Paul, you have the mic. Aaron Paul, please, you have the floor. Aaron Paul, kindly unmute.
Let's take Damola. I will not try that other name, pronouncing his name before.
Good evening.
Olonishawan.
Good evening, ED.
Good evening, sir. My Yoruba tongue is learning. It's just confused on that name. Sorry.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I think the ED is on a good and light mood today. I am Olonishawan Damola, the presidential candidate for the PDP. On behalf of the party and on behalf of myself, I want to apologize. I want to apologize for one of our members, on behalf of one of our members. On the election day, something came up, and he actually misbehaved on the group. But please, you have done it for the APC and other party yesterday. Please, can you actually help us? He was removed from the group and want you to help us temper justice with mercy, sir. Please, sir, we apologize on his behalf. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. First and foremost, I'd like to say something. Is Lisa here? Is Lisa okay? Lisa, what happened now?
Yeah.
A whole Lisa is not co-host. How about Lisa? What's going on? Lisa, what's going on? You went to go and watch Korean series first before you came back to class.
No, the network threw me out.
Okay then.
Yeah.
So Lisa, the PDP case that you're talking about, is it the guy you mentioned to me that was in two parties and was running his mouth?
Exactly.
You have his name, right?
Yes, we do.
You have his number, right?
Yes, we do.
Please ensure he never returns to any electoral college court ever.
All right, you do.
Thank you. Lisa is the head of literacy. I must consult with her before I take any move. But Lisa had mentioned the case to me, and this was a guy in two parties causing serious problems. And I saw the statements. The statements he made were screenshotted to me. That is wrong. That's not ECN behavior. There's one thing that I will not tolerate. Disregard to anybody or anyone within the team. It's on you were warned about it. So there are times I need to take action. So yeah, I might have been messful with my nice with the NMPP, but I'm in a good mood. But that being in a good mood also means that I should protect those who were also spoken rudely to. And that's being in a good mood. So of course, I now that I know nobody will ask me for anything again now. People, people say, instead you complicated his matter. No, it's because I realized I hadn't treated his matter actually. Lisa had acted, but I hadn't treated his matter. So I just remembered to treat it now, and I think I treated it perfectly.
Juliet, kindly on mute, please.
Could we have Juliet or Biageri?
Yeah. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Thank you, Edie, for having us all these weeks, and it's really been very interesting and hectic at the same time. But I think the pain is what the gain. Edie, please, I want you, from your practical experience as a politician who has really, as a candidate or a politician who has run for office and have also emerged victorious, are there strategies that you can share with us that can help in managing citizens' expectations? Because why I'm asking this is that oftentimes a lot of expectations are placed on politicians, and that's why they go ahead to make promises which are not feasible. And at the end of the day, they end up causing trouble for people who are coming into that space with all sense of sincerity and responsibility. So from your practical experience, are there strategies anywhere in Nigeria and in the world that can help candidates who are running for office manage the expectations of the citizens? Thank you, and the electorate. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Juliet. Please, can you don't mute your mic? Can you remain within conversation? So, Juliet, first and foremost, you need to understand that it is an African, more a Nigerian thing to be entitled. Juliet, if you're causing here that you have 1 billion today, they want 100 million. So, what do you think we do with our politicians? We do the same thing. In short, it has been proved that over 80% of the reasons why people loot in public office is to satisfy the electorate. That's the truth. So how do you manage their expectations? Of course, show them that it's not possible or it's not tenable. You should be firm as a candidate. It's because you want to win votes. See, let me explain something. This is what I believe. Whether you're going to win or lose cannot be determined by 3 or 4 people. So make people unhappy a little bit. It's just like in the college. I don't expect all of you to like me. Well, what do I need? Your like is not going to change anything, but you will respect me. And that's the way it is. So as a candidate, you should not aim to be liked. You're not selling ice cream. Let me use APC's yarn. You're not selling ice cream, but you will be revered with the way you carry yourself and how you act. So manage electorate expectations. It's normal now. It's the same way. I'm going to use man and woman again. It's the same way when a woman gets married. Good, I get women now. It's the same way when a woman gets married, she expects husband pay school fees. Come back early. You want him to come back early, but you've been nagging him to buy bread and tomato since you come back early. You don't ask him whether he has eaten. You start nagging him on everything that's going on. When you finish, you still expect to enter the other room and expect him to do past normal. Wait, see now. Is the guy Duracell battery? So it's the same way the electorate. It's the same way the electorate. God, I can't believe I don't crack that joke. It's the same way the electorate looks up to candidates. They believe they should do everything. It's not something you can. It's up to the candidate. You as a candidate should be able to manage it, manage that expectation. It's part of your job as a candidate, and it's also part of your job as a leader. Within the electoral college, there are times it's out. So the great amiable ED. I want ED to shake body. buy everybody chocolate. It happens sometimes, but it don't happen all the time. You have to manage their expectations. No worry, Lisa doesn't really like chocolate. She just likes sweet things. So
Mhm.
you'd manage their expectations. It's the job of a candidate.
Yeah, Sadiq, you have the floor, please.
All right. Thank you so much. Good evening once again, Edie, and everyone on the call. It's great to be here. This is the 29th class, and it has been awesome so far from the beginning. So mine is just a
Sadiq, is it me or I can't hear him?
recommendation. I've observed that over 1,000. So I'm concerned, sir. Okay, can you hear me?
Sadiq, you're breaking.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes, I
Yeah.
can.
Yes, it's better now.
Right. Once again, good evening. So mine is a recommendation. Haven't observed that over 1,000 plus students who have registered to be part of this cohort, we only have about 100 to 150. So I'm concerned about, let me say, the sustainability of our classes. And I think we need to scale up and we need to do better. So I'm thinking if there's a way we can implement more rigorous systems pertaining selection to be part of the electoral college, because I think that also plays a very key role for students to be serious in taking the classes. Most of the times, when the criteria for getting into the program is just not as strong as possible, people might want to do what they like. So I'm recommending, depending on the model and how far it will be able to work, that we implement more strict measures to ensure that whoever is joining the college will ensure that he gets through to the very end. That's number one. And then number two, I'm thinking, though it also depends on the model and what the electoral college Nigeria was built upon from inception. If we can have university clubs, if we can have university clubs across the nation, I think it will go a long way in advancing the mission and vision of the college. So these are my recommendations, sir. Thank you.
Okay, Sadiq, stay on the call, please. Sadiq, stay. I'd love to engage on these matters. So the first one I'll handle is scaling up.
All right.
Presently, our Zoom costs us 6.23 million naira a year. I know you don't know that. Let me give you that information. 6.23 million a year. Secondly, if you notice, we have people in corporate banking, we have people that are students, we have people that the key core foundation of the electoral college is to educate all. It's not to segregate. If we wanted to streamline, yeah, we could make tougher entry. But we've taught people have begun to, do things. Let me sound like a motivational speaker now. We when we started this, we came with one egg. Now we have a whole poultry of 14,000 chickens. So what are you saying? I'm not calling people chickens. No, I use the number of graduated as chickens. But back to what I was saying, we have been able to show that it works. And now you mentioned something critical. Apart from only entry, you mentioned people what they call it, university clubs. Yes, we've started the SUG polytracy cohorts. That's training SUG in school. We started that. That takes funding. The first one we did was done in UJ because somebody from our TED cohort, Jane Pwajok, became SUG president. She's a medical student that became SUG president, and she became SUG president in UJ. So we trained her team. And we plan to also continue to expand on that. But we don't have funding for that. And that costs us quite a lot of money. If I'm right, it costs us almost over 2 million naira. And this is money within the college, so we're doing quite a lot with what we have and what we can achieve. I'll tell you the electoral college core target is even to establish electoral college clubs in secondary schools, not even universities. University, their mind is already. So we're looking at that, and these are the college projects. And I'll tell you, if you want to know why I call your cohort very dark cohort.
No, sir.
Your cohort is going to herald in 6 years of the electoral college. We are starting that in a few weeks. Electoral college is going to be 6 years on June 3rd. We're launching Cameroon in 1 week. Lisa, when? May 16 or when? No, launching Cameroon within the week, Sha.
Yes,
Within the next, yeah, May 16, we're launching Electoral College Cameroon, which means we're fully functional in Cameroon, which is kind of dicey because they also speak French and English. But it's interesting, we're going to be there. Your very dark cohort has also preferred. I've been offered. Lisa, how many? 2 honorary PhDs.
Yes.
PhDs. So I call you the very dark cohort because I didn't expect that much from you guys. And in the end, your cohort seemed to be the one that has decorated me the most. Not like the PhD came from you people. And the PhD does not come from Malaysia or any African country. It's a university in the US. And it's highly, so that's why I called you people very dark cohort. So let me share the news with you guys. So yes, the electoral college, we need quite a lot of money to move our Zoom to 10,000 to be able to take 5,000 will cost nothing less than 10 million a year, and it's massive. So I sit down on all of this, and then we have to make decisions. We're still paying salaries. We need to sort out how things work. Every cohort costs us close to 2 million or 3 million there. We need to be able to sort out those things, and it's not as easy as you think it is. And the funding that we have is not even commensurate to what we do. It's nowhere near, nowhere near. So we do quite a lot of things. So Sadiq, thank you for the very ingenious questions. And Sadiq, I didn't have who to give the ED's award. I'm going to do something. This will be the first time. Lisa,
Yes, we do.
I usually give one award in the cohort every
True.
time, right? Okay, so I would like to confer this one on Sadiq because he asked me ingenious future questions on the college. I'll give for this cohort to Sadiq.
All right.
Sadiq, you have the ED's award.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you very
It's such
much.
thank you so much.
Wait, you're an NPP again? Oh my God.
Yeah, NMPP.
I don't want to say what I already know, but tomorrow you know why I shouted just now. Anyway,
All right,
well,
Edie, thank you.
congrats, Sadiq. Thank you very much.
Yeah, Danjuma, kindly unmute, please.
Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. Good evening, Edie.
Good evening.
Yesterday, I tried to log in and then I was redirected to a YouTube channel. That got me startled for a while. I got scared because I missed the class for like 3 different occasions over some unforeseen issues that came up. So I was scared. I felt we were amongst those people that will not be certified. Though I've followed this class religiously, passionately, and then I've learned so much of the past days. Though mine is a question, I'm so inquisitive as to what will happen after now, because I believe this is the last class we are holding on. I know.
Well, why don't you graduate tomorrow first and find out what happens next? But I've already explained in this class what happens next. I've told you you're going to join the ECN community, which has all the cohorts. You will join them. You'll be able to interact. You guys are always together. I don't know whether you keep your parties or I don't know. Lisa, what happens to the parties? I'm not there, so I don't know. Lisa, what happens with the parties? They dissolve them?
Yes, they dissolve. And everyone.
Okay, then, but you join the community and you've made friends, you've had time, people have worked together. And I'm very proud of the projects you guys put out. Trust me, I'm very proud of what you guys have done. So
Thank you.
that's what happens next. That's what happens next. And then when you chat ED, I'm an associate of ECN, you're no more student, you're associate. So when you say associate, I'm like, hey, even if I'm doing something, hey, good day, sir. How can I help you? Good day, man. How can I help you? I'm no more trying to shape you. We believe you have been shaped. But if I see you on social media, and this is not to you directly, it's to the court. If I see you on social media as an associate, and you are yarning like those,
like a Malian.
don't worry. You know that this hand, these will reach very far.
We talking technology.
Yeah, technology.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you
Thank you so much.
It's been a pleasure.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Any more question, please? Okay,
One guy is still
AJ,
raising the sound.
yeah, can I take him again?
Yeah,
The
you can.
Damot person.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Good evening once again, Edie. I just want to appeal again on behalf of I just want to appeal again, sir, on behalf of all presidential candidates of various parties. I think we should be entitled to a certificate from the college. One, two, I want to advise maybe in the next cohort, when it's coming to presidential campaign and presidential election, the general group should be opened for general campaign. Thank you, sir.
So let me start with your second question. We have experience that if we open that group, people are going to make it noisy and people are lost. We know what happens. And that's when we will start getting people because of party affiliation abusing each other. We don't want that. We've tried it before, so we know. Secondly, bros, you like to appeal. You like to appeal. Wait first. Is the electoral college? We've taught you elections, and what you said just now is totally. Now, INEC will give presidential candidates a certificate. You didn't win now. So whatever happened within your party, it's your party that will give you certificate or whatever. We have nothing to do with it. It's not our business. It's who won that we give certificate. That's the way INEC operates, and that's the same way we're operating like the Electoral Commission. So don't come here and ask me for certificate. And bros, your appeals are finished too. Because the
All right,
second
sir.
appeal you're going to give me, I will unappeal the appeal. You will not talk on this Kuzum again.
All right.
Ojo.
Ojo, you have the floor, please.
Okay, thank you very much. Please confirm if you can hear me.
Yeah, clearly.
All right, thank you very much, Idi. So I have learned a lot from this program. It's been amazing, it's been mind-blowing. But I only have a suggestion, right? So I am thinking if it is possible for ECN to have a kind of app, yeah, and where
A
it
kind
will
of
be like
what?
a common
Application.
A kind of what?
application
I didn't hear.
software
Okay, app.
applications. Yeah. So because it is more like a movement now, a school, a movement, encompassing so many things. Student section, if there's an app where all these communities can be created, and then we just download it and then use it. So on the other hand, it also serves as a kind of means of revenue generation for the college because of the traffic there.
Right now, like when you came to me now, it's like, I'm not saying you're my child, but it's how the kids will just come, they want PS5, something that we're paying their school fees, they are eating, they are using AC, they are paying for light. Do you understand? Of course, we've thought of an app since, but the finances that we have now are being put quite into building quite a lot of other structures. Eventually, it will happen. I'll tell you it will. I'll tell you that. But for now, stages, we need to take care of some things, and those things need to be taken care of. Yes?
Okay, we've taken this whole program for free. So if it is for us to contribute token, maybe donation, we do it gladly.
No. Wait, wait. Just hold on.
You are not
We'll
asking
get there. Ojo,
what
you
is
are not set
donation.
there. We'll get there. We'll get
All
there.
right, sir.
If you
All
know
right.
the work that entails into going to that app, because what we're even trying to build is not only an app, even a chatbot generally, that you can talk back with. That's what we're thinking of. So it's quite massive what we want to do. We're not there yet. But when we're there,
All
I'll
right.
show you, you'll be the first to know, sir.
All right, sir. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you very much. SSC.
Yeah, I'm really looking out for some other questions.
I beg,
Yeah,
I'll be
we have a
tired.
lady.
Okay.
Yeah, hey you have the floor.
Good evening, the ED. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Good
please.
evening. Yes, Dorian, we can hear you.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate all the sessions. I've been following through and I'm impressed and also part of this. I was actually a member last cohort, but I wasn't certified. So I'm here again.
Mm.
Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
Let's hope you make it. Let's hope you make it, Dorian.
Actually, the lectures count a lot, not just the certificate. So
I'm happy you see that.
I have a concern, sir. You know, a
Go
lot of
ahead.
us have the mind, the will to effect change. We see a lot of things that bad governance has done, and we really want to do better. But the thing is, we shouldn't overrule the place of, fear. Sometimes you get afraid that maybe something will happen. I want to use my own personal experience. I come from a oil host community in Akwa Ibom State, and I work with a civil society organization here in Akwa Ibom, Policy Alert. So we produce a lot of the infographics, and I noticed that some local governments have huge amounts of funds that are being accrued to them, whereas my local government do not have. And we are the ones producing the oil. We should have more, and there's no development going on there. So last week I went to my place to meet with some of the youth and listen to them and also prefer some, solutions, again, ideas, what we can do. A lot of youth are actually angry and are ready to, change the narrative. Yeah. But the thing is, they're afraid. Okay, so some of the comments I heard was, are you sure you can do this? Are you well grounded? Because they do not want someone like you. And then another person said, our youth are not ready for any initiative that can change their life. They do not want anything academic. They just want the politician to come and share maybe 500 and 1,000, and they are very okay. Now, another funny thing is the commissioner for power is from my local government, but we don't have light. So these are things, it's funny. I went there and I had a flat battery. There was no place to charge. So these are some of the things that a lot of them, they have left the place. The place is abandoned. They now move to the capital just to build hotels and do a whole lot of things. So the thing is, we have a whole lot of youth and we are strong-willed. So some of us have come up with a union where we begin to want to talk about this thing. And next week, I intend to carry out a step-down training on budget literacy. So I won't lie, I'm actually scared because because of what I've been hearing and what I've seen, But then I still believe I can do it. So I don't know. I just need advice because I don't want to feel like I'm alone. I know. What do you
So
advise, sir?
first, Dorian, I'll be available to help if you want me to help. Secondly, when we started the electoral college, you know what the electoral college was called? It was called Kunis post-election depression. No, this depression is it now. So you need to, I can tell you, fear is fear, courage is defined not as the absence of fear, but the understanding of value and who you are in the face of fear. That's the best way to do it. So I don't see why you should be afraid. I don't see why you should think it can be done. I can tell you the problem the youths have in Nigeria. The major problem the youths have in Nigeria is this. They want to change a narrative, But you cannot engage a system you do not understand. I say this a lot. And the path you're taking, let them understand what budgets are. There was something you said. You said no allocation comes to your village, but they're the one producing the oil. I'll tell you that's also not true. Somebody is using scissors to cut it from one place. And it's always in, and I've seen this happen multiple times. It's always in conjunction with some leaders in your community. Trust me. I've seen this happen multiple times over my course in governance and in politics since 2011. I've seen all this happen and with your call. So, like you said, if you want to share some notes and you want to take them down, my number, you should know my number on the group now. You can reach out and then I'd help you tailor them or simplify them or make it simpler. You understand? If you want to draw the position from fact allocation to what your government is supposed to get and how they're supposed to look, I can help you with that. Yeah, I heard you say you're alone. You're not alone. You have your entire cohort. What party are you in, Dorian?
NNPP, sir.
You go again.
Yes, we are everywhere.
Are you the only party in this cohort? Look, I will ban NNPP.
No, sir.
In short, I'll appoint. Listen, let's appoint sole administrator for NNPP, like President Tinubu. It's true now. Let's appoint sole.
What's warranting
There,
the state of emergency?
there are too much now. Everything NNPP, up and down. Are they the only people in this cohort?
We are doing
So,
our best,
Dorian,
sir.
you
Other
have your
party protest now.
Idorian, you have your party, you have your community tomorrow. You have your community meaning this set of associates. You have the entire hierarchy of the electoral college in which you can always access, including myself. So I don't like when you say you're alone, you're not alone. You understand? You won't be. So I look forward to you reaching out. Would always be happy to help. But meanwhile, this NNPP of 18, if I hear NNPP again,
Thank you very much, sir.
thank you very much. Yeah. If I hear NNPP again, while is becoming too much now. Wait, Lisa, where are you? What's going on?
Safia is
What's
back.
going on?
ED, can I take Safia again?
Yes, you
Now
can. This NNPP headache that somebody's having.
we have the females flooding the
Okay then.
segment.
Okay then.
Hi, Edie. I'm back for a Labour Party. Like I'm just here for Labour Party.
Oh,
It's not only
Oh,
NNPP.
you're just
Yes, I'm just here for
okay.
Labour Party. I'm
Okay,
their
no.
vice chairman, so I'm there. I'm here for them.
Okay, thank you very much, Safi, and it's great to see that. Yeah, you see, NMPP is getting back at you that she almost said NMPP, and they're laughing at you already. This NMPP, I'm going to log them. They are notorious. They are very notorious in this cohort. So thank you very much,
Thank
Safi. I'm
you.
happy people are laughing. Merit, the chairperson of NMPP, is already. Merit, you better be careful because right now, I think you can.
Merit,
I think I've asked
can
her to
you
unmute. Merit. I don't know what's happening. Her hand is up, but I can't even. I saw it and I'm asking her to unmute, but it's not. I don't know whether it's not working or something. Can you ask her to unmute, Shamsi?
Yes,
SSM.
I have. Merit, you have the floor, please. Merit, are you there?
I've done
She's
that.
there.
Good evening, Ibi.
Good evening.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, Merit.
Idi, I just want to say thank you so much. I don't have anything to say.
Merit, I would like to say something. You pulled one of the most impressive things I saw done. You brought down your party into ward level, and you're operating and pushing through that. That was highly impressive and strategic. I must commend you for that. I'm very impressed with how you handled your party. I'm very, very impressed that you're even a lady. So thank you very much, Merit. And I'm sure in time, whether you go into politics or you work with someone that goes into politics, I'm sure what you've learned here will show. You led quite an impressive campaign, and I'm very, very proud of you. This is not to say that other people didn't try. I'm just acknowledging the tactics you use to keep people within conversation. We're very proud of. No, we're not proud of an NPP. So well done, an NPP. Well done, Labour Party. Well done, APC. Well done, APGA. Well done, PDP. You guys did excessively well. I was impressed. I was impressed.
No further questions. ED.
So please,
So
can
let's
they?
take your indulgence.
Okay, so I'm
So
supposed.
draw the
Yeah, I'm
curtain.
going. Yeah, I'm going to play football at 8. So stress has been much. So I'm going to play football at 8. You guys need to jet to the indoor stadium and go and play. Thank you very much, everyone. It's been a pleasure as usual. Tomorrow you graduate. Who is saying 30 minutes more? I'm running on gas, Abby. Do you people know the amount of brain power it takes to host a class? So your graduation is tomorrow. We look forward to having you. I don't know, maybe there will be a little music. Maybe we might invite a guest speaker. We don't know, but it's going to be different tomorrow. I know some of you will be sad, some of you will be happy. Lisa and I have to go over what needs what. I'm only approving if anybody does catch Lisa. I just say yes. I don't do anything more than that. So thank you, everyone. People that say they want party, they should bring the goats. Let me see. If I go outside and I see goats, I'll kill it. The only problem is I can't give it to you people virtually. So people watch me frying it on the Zoom call, and then I'll be doing stuff. So SSA, thank you very much.
Thank you.
SSA,
Thank you
yeah.
so
So everybody, I'd like to thank Lisa. I'm so proud of Lisa, and you guys really should
Super DAD.
applaud Lisa. I remember when I told Lisa to come and join the college. Lisa was like, "No, I don't want to." No, not that she didn't say she didn't want to. She didn't believe she was capable of. And Lisa joined the college, third cohort. Lisa is not in me, so Lisa is what was my let me tell you, don't let her use her small face to deceive you guys. So Lisa is a lovely, lovely, lovely number two. I could never have asked for more. When Lisa came to college, Lisa couldn't be. Lisa is the boss now. I can leave anything in her control. And Lisa, of course, exceptionally would handle everything. Lisa, you don't want to say anything. You're quiet. Is she not co-host?
Yes, I am.
Why are you quiet? Because I'm tearing your shirt that you didn't know anything before. No, Elena.
Yeah, I learned everything I know from you, actually.
No, not from you. Why me? If you didn't learn one thing from you. You didn't learn my dictatorial skills.
No, I'm still that one is still in process, at least.
It's still in process.
Of this cohort.
Okay, you guys, on behalf of the Electoral College and of course on behalf of everyone, the board of the Electoral College will take decisions. The region, which is a working arm, which will co-opt some of you into. Region is a working arm of the Electoral College. I'd like to thank the 17th cohort for its dedication, for time and everything else. You guys, like I always say, for the love of God and country. That's my signal, that's what I do, and that's what the college preaches. So thank you, everyone. Have a lovely, lovely evening. I look forward to everybody looking nice tomorrow. People that are going to do makeup should do makeup. People that are going to cut their hair should cut their hair. People that are
The
going
one
to
that will
wear
do make down.
no, wait, make down should make down. Then the ones that are going to wear Indian hair, whatever, they should do it. The people
Yeah,
that
yeah,
are going to the people that will spray perfume plenty that we cannot smell because it's on Zoom, no problem. Very dark court. You guys should. I kind of like the name set.
yeah, for everything.
No, we're here for everything. So I look forward to seeing you all tomorrow. And well done,
Thank you
everybody.
so
It's
much.
been lovely.
Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
everyone.
Thank
Cheers, everyone.
Everybody, kindly unmute and say a loud thank you to to ED.
Who imagine somebody?
Thank you.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Body, thank you.
Thank you.
Sacrifice.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Edie. We really appreciate.
Thank you very
It
much.
was
Thank
quite
you. We
an
appreciate
insightful
you.
one and a good experience too.
I just wanted to
Thank
add,
you very much, Edie.
I wanted to add that I
Thank
have
you
one
so
bear
much.
for sale.
Thank you.
Sir ED said what?
I wanted to add that I have one bear for sale tomorrow. $20. Sorry, it's not one bear. I wanted to say actually I have actually for sale.
ED,
For sale. So.
somebody said Dano.
That what?
Say we should cook.
Is it Daniel we should cook?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 2 wraps of fufu on me. You guys are jokers. See you all tomorrow, everybody. Have a lovely day. Good night, everyone.
Right.